All right, let's get into this recap. As we all know, the Boston Celtics closed it out in 5 and won the championship. First off, as the quarter started, Luka Doncic picked up an early foul on Jaylen Brown, and it was the kind of foul where it was on the perimeter. It wasn't a wise basketball decision, in my opinion, and it was the kind of foul where if it was a close game and Luka Doncic was in foul trouble again, like Game 3, I thought it was going to come back to haunt him. Obviously, that didn't end up happening. Now, let's stay in the moment, though, right? Because I'm watching the first quarter. Josh Green hit 2 threes. He wasn't hitting any three-pointers at all, or if he did, I think it was 1, maybe 2. So he hit 2 of them in the first quarter alone. That was pretty big. Dante Exum, not known for a three-point, being a three-point shooter. He hit a 3 in the quarter. So as I'm watching this, I'm thinking, okay, it's a low-scoring quarter. Both sides are kind of playing defense. Luka and Kyrie aren't having the best start so far, but it looks like they have a chance. They may be in it. We're going to see how the Celtics respond, and they responded very quickly within that quarter. They got 2 big steals in the half court, and before you know it, the lead kind of ballooned to double digits. So the second quarter, Jason Tatum is playing good throughout this game, and I noticed that he's targeting Maxey. It looks like clearly Maxey cannot guard him. He's having issues, and Tatum is getting his way, and I'll get into more with him in a bit. The Dallas Mavericks, they made a really bad defensive play at the start of this quarter, I believe, where Hauser faked a screen and darted to the three-point line, and the 2 defenders kind of went with the other guy and forgot that Hauser had just darted to the line, and he got an open 3. And these were the kind of plays where the Mavericks weren't making when they actually won the game. So, it's just that defensive consistency that wasn't there for them. I also noticed with Porzingis, he was backed up a lot. He wasn't even trying to contest perimeter shots, and that's obviously because he was injured or playing through injury. They didn't look for him a lot with those mismatches. As you remember in Game 1, every single time he had a mismatch, he got the ball, shot right over them. There was only one play I remember where he specifically got it, and it was over Kyrie, and he hit the shot. So I thought Dallas could have took advantage of that, and the Celtics were pretty lucky that whoever Porzingis was guarding, they weren't able to hit those open shots. Also, Jaylen Brown, I love how he was fighting over screens, right? Anytime they did try to take advantage of Porzingis and put him in a screen, the Mavericks, Jaylen Brown fought right over it. He did not let them switch one bit. I noticed that. Great defense by Jaylen Brown in the second quarter. And if that wasn't enough, as we know, Peyton Pritchard comes into the game at the last minute, hits a long half-court shot right at the buzzer to end the first half. Now Mavericks are down about 21 points. Headed into the third quarter, it's really more of the same, and there was plays where I thought the Dallas Mavericks actually didn't give a lot of effort or looked a bit deflated. Jason Tatum, I got to give him some credit because he is absolutely playing great. He is carving them up, whether three-point shooting or driving on the inside to the basket. And I think Tatum is so much better or at his best when he is mixing it up, when he's not just settling for a perimeter shot, but when he puts his head down and attacks the basket as well. And he has been doing a lot of great playmaking when he wasn't shooting good. And this game, not only did he have a good percentage from the field, or at least not a bad one, but he was playmaking, mixing it up as well. And he still gives you some defense. So he has, he's just continuing in this quarter. And there was a play where Luka Doncic should have boxed out Derek White. Like, he was right there by himself, and Derek White just grabbed the rebound right over him. There was also a play where I remember Jaylen Brown dribbled the ball right in the mid-range, and almost like the Mavericks were playing some sort of drop defense, they just let him pull up from the mid-range area and hit an easy shot. This was all in the third quarter. That's when it started looking bleak, and it looked like, okay, this is Game 3 all over again, where the Mavericks are going to try to pull a miraculous comeback to obviously be in the game at the end of the fourth quarter with a chance to win. Obviously, that didn't happen. Boston Celtics pretty much held on to their lead. They played their guys all the way to the last minute to obviously seal the deal. Or not the exact last minute, but you know what I mean. They end up winning the championship. Luka Doncic, I'm going to get into these box scores now. If I wasn't watching the game and I was just judging off the box scores, outside of the 7 turnovers, I would probably think, looking at these numbers, oh, Luka Doncic had a really, really good game. However, me sitting down and watching it, it did not look that way. There was times where it seemed he was forcing plays, really trying to obviously put the team on his back and not get eliminated. However, it didn't look like one of the smoothest games that I've seen from Luka, despite him still scoring 28 points, grabbing 12 rebounds. He struggled from the 3-point line. And again, those 7 turnovers really hurt the Dallas Mavericks in this game. Kyrie Irving, though, is the real story. He's just struggling anytime he comes into this Boston arena, and he's admitted it on the podium that, yo, it's hard for me when I come in this arena, given the history, the fans, the atmosphere. And I salute him for at least being honest about it, but it's clear that he struggled throughout this series anytime they were on the road, and this hurt them the most. I think this is the one where, you know, if Kyrie showed up those 2 games and really played great, we could have been talking about a whole different series right now. The first 2 games of the NBA Finals, just to be clear. Something that standing out to me, though, as I'm looking at this box score, is that the Boston Celtics had 51 rebounds to the Dallas Mavericks 35. I see Derrick Jones had no rebounds in the game. Played 22 minutes. You know, you got to grab a rebound if you're out there for at least 20 minutes, man. And then it leads me to Drew Holiday, Derek White. Drew Holiday, 11 rebounds. Derek White, 8 rebounds. These are your guards, your 2 really point guards, going out there and grabbing rebounds. You can't even measure guys like this off of the box scoring stats. They do so much intangibles, being in the right place defensively, setting guys up so that when they're guarding a star player, he cannot have any space or moment within that court to get an easy shot off, or a comfortable one, to say the least. And it just shows their effort that they could have this kind of rebounding game. I'm not surprised at all. Derek White had a play in this game that he had earlier in this series where once again he blocked a shot at the rim, contested it as if he was a big man, and blocked somebody who was a lot taller than him. In the end, the Celtics got it done. They were just a more well-rounded, overall deeper team, and they could pretty much run this whole team back if Al Horford doesn't decide to retire. But outside of that, they got a really good core moving forward. So if you're a Celtics fan, salute. This is your day, man. You know, hats off to you guys. Just looking over the box score quickly again. PJ Washington didn't have a good game. Really his first bad game of the series, but he's a role player. You can't really put too much pressure on him. Yeah, man, let me know if I'm missing anything. If there's anything else you want to add to this game that you thought stood out to you, let me know in the comment section. And peace, salute, and we'll see what happens from here.